drywall on your face. Oh, you're drinking a Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi.
Ooh.
Yeah, it tastes like crap.
I don't know. Well, welcome to Jammin' with Jimmy. Last week when I put it up, the thumbnail stayed up for Jammin' with Jimmy. But when I put that as the title of the video, it wouldn't allow it. So I don't know. And I looked it up.
When I watched it, it said Jammin' with Jimmy.
Not the title. The title said Fun Times.
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah,
when
but the little thumbnail, they let me keep the thumbnail up. But Carla Johnson, thank you. Carla Johnson's the
Yes,
one that
thank
came
you.
up with the name of it. So we don't know what we're going to talk about.
Yep, okay.
Jimmy was supposed to bring a picture so we could talk
I
about the
forgot.
picture, and he forgot.
We can think about pictures and then.
Think about him, yeah. Well, I wanted to tell you that people are suggesting you should have your own channel and that you should do the process of building your house
I am.
so that they'll know. So we'll have
I
to-
already started it like when we bought the land. I did a couple of videos.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to do it like a weekly thing.
Like
He's
you
just-
really do a weekly thing because it's just starting and like the process that it.
Well, you should take a video of what your land looks like because he just got some good news about his land today.
I did. It's getting cleared.
Yeah, at a way
Cheaper than I thought.
than he thought. Way cheaper than he thought. But then the bad news was he found out that the lumber
Went up 10%.
They're building a new senior center over by me, and I called them the other day, and I said they just delivered a whole fresh load of wood and trestles and everything.
And Samantha was like, "Great, go to jail right before we build it. That's what we need."
Yeah.
Well, I know that a 16-foot 2x10 2 years ago cost $27. Today it cost $89.50.
Yeah, it's going. It's really
It's
going.
bad. I don't need any 2x10s though, so I'm good.
Yeah, so his lumber guy called him today and tried to get him to order his lumber today.
It's like, come on, do it now. I'm like, nope, I got 3 more months till I need it.
Yes, so, but no, you should do that. You should probably figure that out. And then somebody had suggested that if you have enough followers that maybe like Home Depot would sponsor you and give you stuff.
Ooh, maybe it would.
There you go.
Hey, that's true. I should try that.
You should try that.
So what picture should I think of? Have we ever talked about Maureen?
No.
With the little leather miniskirt in my confirmation?
Yes. Seventh grade girlfriend. I think that really was your first girlfriend.
No, Dina Mayer? Deanna? Was it Deanna
Yeah, but
Mayer?
I think she was 8th grade. I think.
Maureen was
Maureen
probably,
was-
yeah.
Maureen was a storyteller,
She was.
but not like a good storyteller. She was like a liar,
Yes.
exaggerator. That would be a
But
better word, an
She
exaggerator.
wore short skirts.
Yes.
And
So at a
had
Catholic school.
And had punked out red hair. Like red.
It was
Like-
real red. She didn't dye it red.
No, it was, she dyed it red.
Her hair was natural red hair.
Yes, but then remember she had that strip down the
Oh,
middle.
that.
It was
Well,
completely
now-
red.
I don't think she had. I don't remember that when she was in school because I can't see that a
I'll
Catholic
have
school
to
would
find
have.
I'll have to find the picture.
That had to have been like in the summer because I can't think that the Catholic school would have.
Oh no,
allowed
it
that.
wasn't. I don't think it was during school. It was in
Yeah,
the summer.
yeah, maybe.
She had like
yeah.
a rooster tail.
But she told Jimmy that she knew personally Michael Jackson
Oh yeah.
and that she was going to have a limo and that they were going to go to the concert. And I kept telling them, Jimmy, that's not going to happen.
No.
But
Well, I was told I was going to get a white glove to match them, but and then I ended up getting a gardening glove. Yeah. Well, it didn't even bother to speckle it. You just, here you go. Here's a white glove.
he had such an awful childhood.
I did.
I'm telling you, such an awful, awful childhood. But
Oh,
those are the days.
they were. I had fun then. Even though I got my butt kicked half the time.
Yes.
It was still fun.
He got beat up a lot because he would aggravate people. He would just agitate them. That was his way of showing love, I guess.
Yes. No, I wouldn't get beat up.
And you got knocked around a little bit.
Oh, a little bit until I grew, and then
Well, but I mean, when
then that ended.
Jimmy was a fast runner.
I was.
He was a fast runner. He should have joined the track team.
Oh, and I think I finally figured it out.
What?
So you know how everyone makes fun of my walk?
Yes, because he hops when he
Because
walks.
I hop.
One
So,
day when he's not looking, I'm going to film him walking.
You don't have to because I have the perfect description. They can go see it and they'll know exactly how I walk. So the other night, Samantha went to bed early, and I'm like, what am I going to watch? And you know how you get to, like,
Yeah.
I've seen everything. I don't want to. I'm like, oh, look, Staying Alive. Right? So
Oh, John Travolta.
yeah, so I started watching that, and I get all the way through the movie, and at the very end, like right when he's getting ready to leave, he's like, you know what I feel like doing? I feel like strutting. And he started doing his walk. That is exactly how I walk.
That is exactly how you walk.
So if you want to know how I walk, watch Staying Alive or
Yeah.
or Saturday Night Fever when he's doing the walk in the beginning. That's the bounce I have.
Yeah, he does have a bounce. He has a bounce to his step. He always did.
Yes.
Even little, when he was really little. And when he went to kindergarten, which I have told this story before, that he never knew how to keep his hands to himself, and so
You got to wear the gloves.
you got to wear the gloves. The kindergarten teacher had gloves that were oversized, and it was not a big. And he'd come home and he'd be so. And I think when he's coming home, please don't tell me you wore the gloves. And he'd walk in the door so excited. Guess what? I was the only one in the class today that got to wear the gloves. Look at Jimmy. That is not
Amateurs.
that is not a good thing to do. It's just not.
What was that? What was that teacher's name? Schumacher?
Yes. Yeah, Mrs.
Yes.
Schumacher. Yeah. She was a good teacher, but I mean, you just kind of pushed her to her limits.
I did. So
I don't want to say anything bad about Jimmy, but she retired after Jimmy's class went
pushed her
through.
over the edge.
It's like I can't take that one more child like this.
Although now, like, I periodically go back to the neighborhood because I work down there.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, I'll. So for the most part, in the past 6-7 years, it's been pretty rough.
It's a pretty rough neighborhood.
Pretty rough neighborhood.
Yeah.
So then, me being the idiot I am, I don't know if you heard about all the gun shooting that happened on Roxbury.
Yes, that's where we used to
Let's
live.
go check that out and
Yeah.
see. You know, so one day on the way home from work, I'm like, let's go check it out. So luckily, it wasn't anywhere on our street, but our street looks like Grosse Pointe.
You know what? We had some really nice.
Like they must have like during the lockdown or something.
Yeah.
They must have all worked outside because that entire street looked like Grosse
It always
Pointe.
was a really nice street. I mean, some of the streets around us were not the best in that, but no, it's such a bad neighborhood. This one guy was driving his work truck, and some little kid ran between two parked cars, and he hit him. And the bystanders came and took him and dragged him out of the car.
Was that the one that happened before school? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, just beat him up. That's since we've moved, but
Right.
But it was just
Yeah,
scary.
that's not a good memory.
It's not a good memory. That's why I don't like hearing that you went back in that neighborhood because that's not too cool. That's just not cool.
It's not cool. It's not
It's
cool.
just not cool. It's just, you know
I'll
what?
video chat you next time.
Well, the thing is that it was half the neighbors were trying to pull the bad people off because I mean not all bad neighborhoods are bad
Right.
people.
Yeah.
So like the bad people got a hold of this poor man. And the good people came and were trying to, block the
Right.
bad people off, but then they were getting hit and beat, and then, it was on the news and everything. It was
a fiasco.
it was really bad.
Yeah, because didn't Mary have her car stolen like 3 times in a week or
Yeah.
something
Well,
like that?
my car was
Oh,
stolen
yeah.
how many
And
times?
you waved to him.
I waved. Bye. Yes.
Why would you wave it?
Well, because at the time we had a paper. They got the free press in the morning, and the guy was on a driving route, and he would drive up and pull his car into the driveway because we had the double driveway that we shared. With
Yeah, but you know what kind of car you have?
It was just early in the morning because that's when you got a really early morning paper. I've always read a lot of. I've always loved to read, so I got the morning paper, which was the Detroit Free Press that was delivered before 7:00, and then I got the Detroit News, which was the afternoon
3:00.
paper, which was 3:00 in the afternoon, and then I'd watch the nightly news and all
That's
that.
the one I would deliver.
Yes,
Except for 3 days a year, I got a ride.
you got more than 3 days
No,
a year.
I
you
got Easter, I got Christmas, and I think Thanksgiving.
And if it was raining, I brought you. I brought him when it was. Don't listen to him. He's got a selective memory.
No. You might have, like, if it
No.
was thunderstorming, maybe, but if it was
No.
raining, it's like, you're
Well,
not going
no.
to melt. Get
If
out
it was,
there.
If it was just raining, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But not like pouring. If it was pouring, then I would bring you. I really would.
Yeah.
Mary had a route too, and a lot of times I would do your route for you. How many times did you not have to do your
What?
route? Oh my gosh, what a memory he has.
No.
We're gonna ask Mary.
Yeah, we will ask Mary.
She'll remember that.
No, I don't remember you ever doing my route.
Oh, and
I mean, maybe if I was sick, I can say yeah,
no,
but
I helped him a lot because Danny didn't have a route over there. Danny's route wasn't until we moved over onto Thornton. That was your route.
I think it was Danny you were thinking about.
It wasn't Danny, because I know it was over when we lived in Detroit. I helped Danny with his route in Clinton Township.
Oh yeah, she helps Danny.
And I helped Jimmy too,
No.
as much as he doesn't want to admit it. Jimmy always
And he
wanted.
ruined your property.
He did ruin my property. He swears to this day that wasn't him.
He can swear whatever he wants. If there's 99 mailboxes trashed and ours is one of them, I did all of them but that one.
Yeah. Danny just got a car he had bought from a police officer, and he and his friends were playing mailbox tag, which you take the bat and knock out people's mailboxes, and Danny was the driver. And then Jimmy insists that he took out our mailbox.
He did. If you took out every mailbox in the neighborhood, except for ours.
Ours was the only one on our block. It was mostly over 3 blocks over.
No.
Oh my gosh, Jimmy and I have different memories. His memories are wrong.
Way different memories.
Way different memories.
Although, remember moving into Thornton, and what was her name next door? The one that was my age.
Was it Jenny?
I can't remember. Was it Tammy?
Oh, Tammy was your age. Jenny was the second.
Yeah,
girl.
because remember I walked in, I'm like, because nobody told me we were moving.
No, we didn't. We didn't tell.
We were just out playing baseball. I come back, I'm like, what are you all trucking the driveway for? Get in, we're moving. So that's how I found out. So needless to say, I was pissed off, just sitting in the living room. And I remember
we moved at the end of the school year.
Yeah, at the end of the school year, so it's summer. So I'm sitting in the living room, and she's trying to get me to do this, and I'm like, just typical teenager. I'm not doing nothing. Then out walks Tammy in a bikini next door, and I'm like, I will be right back. This is going to be a good place to live. I hopped the fence, remember that? I hopped the fence, didn't say or sat down. I'm like, hey, what's your name? And then, of course, she was a senior, and I was like a freshman.
You were a freshman, yeah.
So she's like,
yeah, Jenny was more your age, and you didn't want to have anything to do with it.
yeah, no, I was like, ooh, hey, what do we got going here?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, you cannot say I lacked confidence.
No.
I did not lack confidence.
We will never say that Jimmy lacked confidence. He never did. He just, when then I told him you're not allowed to go up on Metro Parkway to build to get by the land, and because it was like kind of wooded area a little bit. And he built forts up there. Check, built forts.
Danny, come on. Let's go. You can't get in trouble. You're the golden child. You go with me.
Now, see, everybody says that Danny is my favorite, and Danny will tell you Danny is his favorite. I do not have a favorite child, but him and Christy will tell you that Danny is my favorite, and that is not true.
Uh-huh.
People don't have favorite children. They just don't. And so, who's your favorite child, David or Alyssa?
Both of them.
See? But I'm sure that David would say Alyssa, and I'm sure Alyssa would say David.
No.
I think so.
I'll have to ask him. He got lit up today.
At work?
Yeah.
What did you do wrong?
He was with me.
Oh, he
so he had to work with me.
Oh.
So.
Well, tell him about the lumber last week, too. When he was on your job for one day.
Oh, when he fell?
No. When he was complaining about why he had to come over to your job for one day.
Oh, we have in a hospital, like if you have an X-ray room or what's the tube I always forget, CAT scan.
Yeah.
So if you go for a CAT scan, all those walls have to have lead in them, at least a 1/4 inch thick. So every wall you see in that room, if it's a 15 by 15 room, there's 1/4 inch lead behind the drywall. It's actually connected to the drywall. So like one sheet of drywall weighs like 350 pounds. So David and this other kid, Nick, who's the same age, showed up to my job and they're like, well, what are we doing here? I go, well, I have some lead board coming in that you guys got to get off the truck and bring in the room. Oh, okay.
They didn't know how heavy it was going to be.
They're like, this is going to be a piece of cake. So they went to lift like one sheet, which is normally like everyone, like me, David, we could carry probably 2 sheets at a time,
Yeah.
So he's like, well, why are both of us lifting this? I go, we just both lift it, and they got it about 3 inches off the ground, and there was nothing but swearing the rest of the day. They're like, and there were 350 sheets of them. So it took them all day.
And then he says, how come I had to come and do this?
Yeah, he's like, how come I had to come and do this? I go, because I had to come and do this 20 years ago, so I'm done. It's your turn.
In 20 years, someone's going to say, why do I have to come on this job and do this?
Actually, it was 30 years ago.
Okay, so what did happen today?
Oh, so today, and she will attest, I'm one of them weirdos that absolutely love my job. I wake up and,
Yes.
I cannot wait to get to work.
You'd never know that from his beginning.
No, not from the
work.
beginning.
His beginning stance.
But like every day, I'm like a little kid. I'm like, yes, I get to go to work, and I love going to work, and I love building stuff, and I love doing it.
Well, you've always loved building stuff.
Yes.
On garbage day, Jimmy lost his wagon every week, and he'd say, I don't know where my wagon is. Where is my wagon?
But I would still carry all that crap on my shoulder.
He would figure out a way to get it
Yeah.
home.
So, like, every once in a while you get everyone does, like, say, I don't want it, it's a bad day. But I've only had this 5 times, and today was one of the days where I woke up and I literally was like, I should just call in. I'm not doing this. I want nothing to do with this. So, like, I'm already in a, pissed off mood to begin with. So then I walk in, and I was on a different job because my job's on hold till tomorrow. So I had to actually be one of the workers. So the foreman on that job was like, all right, Jim, I'll just put you with David. And I'm like, all right. So, immediately David, no.
Oh, you were on David's job then?
Yeah.
He wasn't on your job. You were on David's job.
No, we were both on somebody else's job. So that David, who immediately, because you know your own parents.
You don't want to work with you.
No, you know your own parents. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's in a mood, So, David, you work with your dad. He's like, so I was on him all day, just yelling and just like anything. I mean, and I even apologized to him at the end of the day. I'm like, I know I was irritated. I'm sorry, and he's like, that's all right. And I could hear plenty of under his, because he had another guy up there with him, and he's like, dude, what's up with your dad? And he's like, just shut up, leave him alone, let him whine, and then we'll just like get on with our day. So it was just. It was to the point where it was like, okay, I'm on my new diet, so I'm not going to go to fast food. I'm going to go to the Mr. Pita and get something healthy.
Oh, I've been Mr. Pita in a long time.
So the damn GPS is like going off the screen. It took me 20 minutes. I was just on fire today. Like anything I did, we just went.
Everything was gone.
So I'm like, oh, screw this, I'm done. Yeah, so.
So anyway, well, we're at 17 minutes.
We got 3 minutes.
It'll take longer than that for us to close out. We know
No,
who
it
we are.
won't. No, it won't.
We also asked for suggestions last week, and Jimmy was supposed to bring a picture.
I was supposed to bring a picture.
I told him that, so that we could talk about something.
What was the picture I was going to tell you about?
I don't know.
There was a picture I was trying, because I know you were we were all friends, but you were friends with Mrs. Pagel.
Yeah.
So there's a picture of you dancing, and I can't figure out if it's me or Kenny.
It's probably Kenny. I think it was Kenny.
And she's like, well, it looks like you, but it's kind of dark because it was like during one of the dances.
Yeah, Jimmy used to get mad at me because Kenny was in the 7th grade and his mom would let him drive to school. He'd drive his brother who was in the 2nd grade. He was like 12 or 13 years old. And I said, that's against the law. Oh, it's all side streets. I said, no, he never did hit anybody. And, I'll give him that. Yeah. But it's like, you see this little 12-year-old. It's like when you watch movies and you see like the kids in the Cowboys. Well, we were watching The Rifleman the other day, and Lucas had to go into town, and he was going to be gone a couple days because he had to do stuff. And Mark says, I'm 9 years old. I'm fully capable of staying here alone.
Well, I was babysitting. I always call them David and Alyssa. Danny and Christy when I was 10.
No, I would have never left you in
charge. Yes.
Mary lived with us. No. Another Mary question. I would have never left them with you.
Oh, I'm not saying at night, but like during the day, like I am run up to the store.
It never happened.
You're telling me you didn't go bowling?
I bowled at night when Mary was there.
No.
Yes, I never bowled on a day league. I've never bowled on a day league.
No, I'm saying you bowled on a night league, and I had to watch them.
Mary was there. You were not alone.
That was on Thornton.
Well, you weren't 9 or 10 years old.
Well, no, then I was 12.
No, you weren't. We moved in 86.
I was 14.
There's a difference between 10 and 14. Do you agree? Between 10 and 14?
Maybe.
I might have left you then because they were old enough to like.
And even then I loved it because I could put them to bed on some trumped up charges.
Even then they could survive even with Jimmy. It's like, oh. Anyway, so we need some suggestions.
Yes, any suggestions. So,
we'll
we don't ramble on.
Yeah, mindlessly. So, That'll be it. We're going to do our tag video now, but you probably already saw that because that was yesterday. This is today, but not really. It's
Not
tomorrow.
really, it's tomorrow.
Yes. Are you confused yet? We aren't.
We're on top of it.
If you're new to our channel,
Like,
comment,
subscribe.
and share.